Washington. The Senate passed legislation Monday night to reopen the government and end the record-long shutdown after 8 Democrats broke with their party and joined Republicans to break the logjam. The vote was 60-40, with every Republican except Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky voting in favor of the measure. The measure now goes to the House, which could vote as early as Wednesday to pass the package and send it to President Donald Trump, who said Monday that he supports the bipartisan deal. Senate passage came after a long vote series to reject several amendments and package the components of a deal into one. The legislation includes a minibus of 3 full-year appropriations bills, including a full funding of SNAP benefits through the end of next year, September, and keeps much of the government open on a short-term basis through January. 30. But in a major concession for Democrats, the deal does not include an extension of expiring subsidies under Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act, after Republicans held firm against continuing those funds. That means more than 20 million Americans could see their premiums spike next year. The American people have now awoken to Trump's healthcare crisis, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, DNY, said Monday before voting against the legislation. Democrats demanded that we find a way to fix this crisis and quickly, but Republicans have refused to move an inch. So I cannot support the Republican bill that's on the floor because it fails to do anything of substance to fix America's healthcare crisis. The Senate deal with Republicans was struck by Senators Angus King, I. Maine, Jeanne Shaheen, DNH, and Maggie Hassan, DNH. Joining them to support the measure were Catherine Cortez Masto and Jackie Rosen of Nevada, Dick Durbin of Illinois, John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, Tim Kaine of Virginia. This was the only deal on the table, Shaheen told reporters before the vote. It was our best chance to reopen the government and immediately begin negotiations to extend the ACA tax credits that tens of millions of Americans rely on to keep costs down. Durbin said that while he shares other Democrats' misgivings about the Trump administration, he cannot accept a strategy that wages political battle at the expense of paychecks for federal workers by keeping the government closed. Despite backing down on their main demand during the shutdown, the Democrats walked away with a promise by Senate Majority Leader John Thune, RSD, to vote on an ACA funding bill by the end of the second week of December. But there's no guarantee that we'll achieve the 60 votes necessary to pass, which is why most Democrats voted against the negotiated bill. King said reopening the government boosts the prospects of an ACA funding extension to maybe 50%, but he added, I can't guarantee a result. Nobody can.